Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no me. This is like the first video that I'm making since I got back from Tanzania. I've just been in a bit of a rant, but welcome back to my channel. And in this video we're going to be talking about the financial analysis of the Zambian market. So I'm not going to be talking about bonds, I'm not going to be talking about treasury bills. I'm going to be talking about the livelihoods of Zambians and how their financial status is. So anyway, if you know me, I follow Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey is a financial personality that talks about people saving, getting out of debt, and how to just carry on life and bring out the best of your financial future. So I love his principles. His principles are so simple and clear, and I'll share them in this video. But in this video, we're just going to dive into the Zambian aspect of how the Zambian people are handling their finances. Like personally, I'm just so interested. And yesterday I spent, no, actually not yesterday, today at around 0201, I was just awake, like first of all listening to Dave Ramsey. Then I was like, okay, but I'm learning all these financial principles based on the American market, which, you know, could be an advantage to me because obviously their expenditure is way higher than the Zambian one. I'm just like, okay, but I want to know how the Zambian lives are actually handling their finances. So I'm going to be talking about savings, emergency funds, debt, and also investments. All right, so going back, so Dave Ramsey, there are 7 principles of growing and building wealth. So the first one is that you build $1,000 of emergency fund. The second one is you start handling your debt. Is it? You know what, I'm going to place it in this video. The 7 principles, I don't want to lie to you, I'm going to place them in this video. But anyway, so he believes that about 65%, or is it 50, or I don't know what percent, but like maybe 65% of Americans cannot afford an emergency of $1,000. And honestly, looking at their market, how much they make, I'm just thinking like, yo, as in you can't save $1,000 as an American. No mean to judge you, but okay. So I was just like, those are the principles I've lived by. So I'm like, what about Zambians? Like, should I call him? Because he runs like a TV radio station where you can call in and ask questions. And I think I should do that. I'll try. Why call him and ask him like about Zambia, should we be following the same principles, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't think he knows much about Zambia, if he even knows Zambia at all. So anyway, I dove in and I got the numbers for myself. So first of all, emergency fund. So my research said less than 20%. That's even being generous. Less than 20% of Zambians have an emergency fund. So Dave Ramsey advises that you have at least 6 months, or rather 3 to 6 months of an emergency saving fund. And I feel like it's fair enough. So how you make this emergency fund is that you calculate 3 months of your living expenses. So for me who lives alone, that includes rent, that includes water bills, electricity bills, food, transportation, and maybe a little bit of entertainment because it is an emergency. Yeah, a bit of entertainment, and then I multiply it by 3, then that will be emergency fund for me. So for families, he advises that you have at least 6 months of emergency fund, so that when you lose your job or you just don't have funds, you have time to figure things out ASAP. All right, so it's for Zambians. I don't think 20% is being generous, but I would like to believe in people, and I would like to believe that people are actually saving. But honestly, from the statistics I saw, it was showing like 80% of households spend 91% of their salary every month just to live. That is just to live. Some people are living like from, what do you call it, hand to mouth, and that's like very scary but understandable, because we don't get much in Zambia, and like things are really expensive. Me, I live alone, and like I'm rationing, guys. Like I'm rationing. Now imagine people who have children, are taking them to school, and yo. Anyway, so that's regarding emergency savings. And about living in debt, I didn't really see proper statistics, but I've seen this loan culture that civil servants have, and I understand. I honestly understand, and I feel like a lot of people are in debt. I feel like a lot of people get money from these really small micro financial institutes, like what do you call it, Z Finance or Microfinance. I don't know their names, but I feel like a lot of people. I'll actually dive into that. But the numbers that I found really interesting is that when it comes to savings, people who are single save more than people who are coupling or have families. Okay, so for people who are single, about 19% of their salary goes to savings. For people who are coupling, about 15% goes to savings. And then for people who have like huge families, only about 11% of their salary goes to savings, and that's quite a low number. So depending on the salary range of the person, that is like up to 2,000, because the salary scale in which people are the majority is between 1,200 kwacha and 9,000 kwacha. Anyway, that's just to like stretch it out. But the majority, because we know the majority are civil servants, and the majority are actually in between the salary scale of 6,000 and 9,000 kwacha. So imagine, that's quite a lot, saving like a 2,000. Hey, you guys, do you know how much rent is? Do you know how much just a decent house for you to... Now imagine, let's just imagine a house where the man is the breadwinner. He's the only one working in that house. And then his salary is 9,000. Because that's even on the higher range. His salary is 9,000. And let's be generous. Let's say he has 3 kids and a wife. Multiple wives maybe. Hey, because men, multiple wives. Even when he's working, it's like he's not. Because how will the kids go to school? Let me not start a rant. But yes, people, the majority, the maximum they can save is like 2,000 kwacha. And that's like in the middle. Imagine now the lower bottom half. Yo, Mati, we are saving 200 kwacha. Because anyway, I'll be putting pictures and statistics and everything in this video, so then you can see a clear picture of what I'm talking about. So basically, based on the Zambian financial picture, how are we managing, guys? How are people managing? Anyway, we all have different salary scales. The highest paying are business owners. I would like to own a business, but I'm not yet there yet. I really wish. And then there are medical professionals, then there are CEOs. Anyway, I don't know the order, but there are those the 1%ers. In fact, do you know that 1%ers in Zambia earn more than 1,000 US dollars in a month? So yes, doctors are the 1%ers as well. And that's just so crazy. And it's just like, I feel like there are a lot of rich people in Zambia, but really they are not that many. Maybe those people who work in the government, maybe those people who work in the government, I mean like parliament and all of those things, or those who work like health professionals. But I know a lot of health professionals that don't make lots of money, and if you work in the hospital, you know you deserve better, because the work people do is crazy just to get that amount that they get. But like the rand percenters, I was shocked. Like, you mean when someone makes $1,000 and above, that's like 1%. And then the people who make above 12,000 kwacha, that's the next 10% of people. Then the majority, like the 60%, are like from 12,000, from 6,000 to 12,000. That's like 60% of the population in Zambia. So even if we go and we say someone gets paid 12 pin and they have 3 children, guys, this issue of children, they have 3 children. How are they managing with 3 children on a 12,000 kwacha salary? Okay, let's imagine already rent. Someone is paying, let's be generous, let's say 3,000 kwacha. Food, let's be generous, let's say 2,000. But if let's say we are even living in a very hard situation, 2,000 kwacha on food and another 500 on bills like water, electricity, then your children are even demanding to watch Disney Channel. That's 800 kwacha. How are your children going to school? Like, how are people managing to take their children to school? Like, I wish I could go out there and get like real information from people's mouths. All I have is just this research that more like it doesn't make sense. Like, okay, yeah, this is why people are taking out loans. That's why people are taking out loans. But anyway, that's the financial picture of Zambia. The 1%ers get more than $1,000 in a month. That can go as high as it can go. 1%ers, that's 1% of the population of Zambia. Okay. And then 10% get at least 12,000 and above. Maybe 12,000, 15,000, somewhere there. And then the majority get 6 to 12. All right, so these are all the people, the judges. Okay, I don't know about judges, but all these people, like pharmacists and everyone we see, nurses, not doctors, nurses, the people we see who work in offices, those are the people. Then now 6,000 and below. Yo. So based on that, I have still not come up with how much I should really save. I'll still like base my saving strategy on the American market, because maybe I'll be safest there. Financially, I'm living in America, guys. Financially, I have to live in America just for me to keep my mind sane.